Hey, about 15 years ago is when I started Rebos. Actually, 15 years ago, I was actually in treatment when I started Rebos, and that was strictly because I wanted something different. I was very distracted while I was in treatment, and so my counselor literally said to me, he goes, Ross, if you think you can do this better, why don't you? So I literally drew a line down a legal pad of paper, and I put the pluses and the minuses on it of all the different treatment centers I've been to, which is over 8. I didn't think every place was doing it the best that they could, and I didn't think every place was doing that bad either. I just thought it was mediocre. I just thought treatment was like, I didn't know really what it was, what I was missing, but I knew it wasn't right, and I knew there was days where the treatment center should really notice that I need to go a little bit faster, kind of like when you ride a bike, you get a little bit more speed, you get a little bit more stability when you get more speed. That's kind of how I thought about it. And there was other places where they were just kind of like nickel and diming me on financial things, or they were nickel and diming me on just time, or just nothing, from right down to the pillows. It seemed weird that you had to pay upwards of $30,000 a month and you don't even get a pillow on your bed. So I started Rebos over 15 years ago, and not really knowing of what it was going to become or what the impact it would have on clients, more specifically. But the best thing that I did was I made it so that there was a lot of individual one-on-one counseling. I strongly believe that if you stick somebody in a group all day with 15 to 25 other people, something will get accomplished. But what happens in that group is the people that are chronic relapsers know how to BS their way through the group. You've got other people that are really shy for probably good reason. They know how to hide in that group. Then you got other people that are taking it over. You can only move as fast as the slowest person in the group. So we do groups at Rebos, but they're 3 to 5 people. A couple groups are bigger, but it's more of a general conversation, nothing too intimate. But what we really do is we do a lot of individuals. Every single client gets their own psychotherapist, they get their own spiritual counselor, they get their own case manager, their own chemical dependency counselor, biofeedback specialist, and of course a doctor if you need one. It's very important that people have those individuals because, number one, people are a little bit more authentic with just one-on-one talking. Number two, this isn't just about drugs and alcohol. I mean, this seems like the no-brainer. The biggest fault that all treatment centers seem to make over the last amount of 50 plus years that treatment centers have been open is they basically focus on the chemical dependency avenue of the whole thing. When this is so much bigger, there's so many different doors to each of us. And so we do that. We hit all those doors. It helps the client grow. It helps the client have fun, because at the end of the day, the client's got to have fun, and they have fun by working on themselves, and they have fun because they actually see forward progress in themselves. Where other places, yeah, they're getting physical days sober, which is commendable and it's absolutely needed. But at the end of the day, you ask any old timer or anybody with any type of emotional sobriety, physical time is just physical time. That's not what really pays the bills, so to say, for the individual, the spiritual bills, because this is what it is. It's spiritual profitability. We're trying to make people spiritually profitable, because when they come to us, to Rebos, into any other treatment center, they're spiritually bankrupt. So we want to make them spiritually profitable by making sure that, yes, they understand that they have a drug and alcohol problem, and they understand what their triggers are, and they have to understand that their triggers are usually triggered by emotions and feelings. That's what makes it happen. They need to know how to organize their life from the basics of opening up mail to paying their bills to taxes, how to write a cover letter, send out a resume. Maybe they actually need somebody to walk with them into a job to hand that resume into the place. Hey, let's face it, if you've never done it before, it's really scary, and you need somebody to be there. The other avenue that I thought that was kind of missing was the 12-step, non-12-step focus. It really bothered me that when I walked into treatment, they immediately gave me a big book, a 12 and 12, all of this information that frankly, I was not emotionally sober enough to even comprehend what it was. At the end, it was like, I don't even know that I had a drug problem or an alcohol problem. So the way that we do it, when people ask me, am I 12-step or non-12-step, I say, yes, we are. but there's a lot that has to come before you even introduce either one of those philosophies. First aid needs to be done. I look at every client like they're on a window ledge and we're talking to them like kind of out the window. I want to make sure that they're okay, that they understand what's going on. You know how many clients come into our place that just need a hug? Straight up, just a hug. They don't want to be given all these books and all this information right away. They can't compute it. All that's going to happen, and everybody sees this, and if they don't admit to seeing it, then they're straight up lying about it. But all that happens is they start getting an opinion about a philosophy that they do not know anything about. That's why I see 12-stepping failing so much. It's just they're growing an opinion that doesn't exist. And then people want to go all the way over into non-12-step simply because it's not 12-step. And they don't even know that philosophy. They'll just do anything but that. So I think it's so important that we really coach people through the process, every step of every process, from 12-step to non-12-step, to what each one of our counselors does, what they're able to do, to always push them, to always make them better. That's really what happened. So 15 years ago, I'm sitting in my counselor's room with a piece of paper and I wrote down every single thing that I thought was good and bad about treatment in this world. And at the end of the day, it seems kind of common sense. And I don't know why the industry, after this long, isn't changing it. A few places, a few pockets in the country and in the world are trying to make different changes. And those people are even judged for it. God forbid we go against what we're actually doing here for this amount of years. Hey guys, we have a 95% failure rate in our industry, and nobody is doing anything better. The fact that there are doctors that actually own treatment centers and they're still sticking to philosophies that happened 50 plus years ago is a concern to me. I'm not a doctor at all. I'm a chemical dependency counselor, and my success rate is higher than a lot of people that are doctors. And that's simply because I'm trying new ways, and I'm actually talking with the client and realizing that one shoe does not fit all. It's very important that people understand that. One shoe does not fit all, and not everybody goes the same pace. It's just like in school. Not everybody goes the same pace in school. Some people need to stay after school. Some people don't even need to go to school. They just get it. It's the same thing. More handheld is usually needed in our industry though, with a lot of these clients. It's so important. So that is the whole reason why I started Rebos over 15 years ago. Truth of the matter, Rebos has been open for 6 years now here in Los Angeles, and we're quite successful. Our clients love coming to us. They love staying with us. They don't count down their days, they count up their days. They're seeing forward progress because every single day it's important that they not just only get a win of a new physical day of sobriety, but they get a win in other areas. Whether that's completing their resume, their cover letters, opening up all their stack of bills from all the different creditors. It's so important that we're just knocking down those walls and making improvement. So that's what it is. Please check us out at rebostreatment.com, and we're always here for you.